Good morning, and thanks for joining us at 7. I'm Tracey McCain.
I'm Caitlin Nuclo. You're watching Eyewitness News here on the WAX, streaming on WFSB Plus as well. And we do have a lot to talk about this morning. Schools facing delays in a number of districts because of icy conditions out there. You can see those scrolling on the bottom of your screen, also on the WFSB app.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and talk about it. We'll get you over to meteorologist Jill Gilardi for a check of your first alert forecast. Jill, we kind of figured there might be some delays here and there just because of the icy conditions.
Yeah, anything untreated, you know what's going to happen with low freezing temperatures.
My driveway was awful.
Oh, yeah, we treated it the night before, but, you know, if that didn't happen, we all get busy, not knocking on you.
Oh, I definitely did not treat it last night, no.
You know, it's like, oh, yeah, you got to be careful of that. A few things you need to know. Yes, we're going to be tracking some of those slick spots this morning. First alert weather day continues until 9 o'clock. We'll eventually start to see temperatures rising above freezing. So just be careful where you walk, where you're traveling, things like that. A lot of the roads have been treated, but there still could be some spots missed. All right, milder this afternoon. That is some great news. And there even could be an isolated rain or snow shower today. So we'll keep you updated on that. Not a big deal, though, by any means. So, yeah, we had a little moisture overnight last night, and we still have temperatures below freezing. So anything untreated could be slick out there. So just giving you that first alert. As we take a look at visibility, a little bit of patchy fog we're noticing up towards, say, Tolland, Putnam. Visibility not horrible, but you might notice that and counter it a little bit as you head out and about. So we'll call it okay. Roads, though, your drive cast, yeah, we have some slick spots out there. So just be mindful of that this morning. There are many areas where the roads, I mean, they were fine, they were treated, tons of salt out there, but again, there's some little patchy areas you got to watch out for, so just take it slow. Well, the clouds have moved on out, so we are enjoying some brighter conditions at times. A little bit of like haze looking like over towards Torrington, and for the students out at the bus stop today, look at the afternoon numbers. That's what we're all about. Upper 30s to around 40 degrees. Pump for that warm up. We'll show you how long it's going to last coming up in your first alert forecast in about 15 minutes. Caitlin, how's traffic?
All right, thanks, Jill. Good morning, everyone. 7:03 on the dot. Heading out the door. Good news, bad news situation here through Middletown. 91 northbound between exits 20 and 21. We had several lanes closed because of a multi-vehicle crash. Now, that crash is cleared, but unfortunately, the delays remain. So this is backing up towards the Meriden line here. DOT are telling us that more than 4 miles of delays had occurred and backed up here through this area. So those delays remain. Make sure that you're giving yourself extra time, even though that crash site has cleared. Also dealing with the first alert here in Norwalk, Route 15 southbound between exits 20 and 17B. The right lane there is closed, so expect some delays heading on the Parkway. Rest of those major interstates not looking bad. It's those entrance and exit ramps here. You can see a little bit of sheen on the roadways, bridges, overpasses, and any of those areas that you typically see things kind of ice up first. Back inside roads could be a little slick and slippery as well, but most of the major interstates here, 84, here 691, and Route 9 not doing bad. That's a quick check at your Connecticut Chevy First Alert traffic report driven by your Connecticut Chevy dealers.
All right, let's get back to our breaking news happening while you were sleeping. A person of interest was taken into custody in Arizona in connection to the Nancy Guthrie case.
But that person has now been released, and the case is now reaching its 11th day. Your reporter Taylor Knight live in our studio with the latest developments. Taylor.
Well, a man named Carlos says that he was the one taken into custody following a traffic stop in Rio Rico, which is located south of Tucson and about 12 miles north of the U.S.-Mexico border. He says that he was out driving for Lyft when he noticed that he was being followed by police, and he says they even broke down his door to search his home. The FBI's evidence response team and the Pima County Sheriff's Department were seen searching a home in Rio Rico, Arizona overnight. Officials have confirmed that the search was related to the Nancy Guthrie investigation. A CBS reporter spoke to a man named Carlos outside of that same home who says he was the one taken into custody. He says he has no idea who Nancy or Savannah Guthrie are and that he is innocent.
I mean, I hope they get the suspect, because I'm not it. They better do their job and find the suspect that did it so they can clear my name. I'm done. Look at what I'm putting my family through.
And right now, we're waiting to hear directly from the Pima County Sheriff's Department and the FBI about Carlos and why he was the one targeted and searched. Your reporter live in studio, Taylor Knight, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Happening right now, some folks finally back inside their homes at the concierge apartments in Rocky Hill.
People living in 2 buildings were allowed to move back in last night, but it didn't go without hiccups. Your reporter Anna Stansfield explains what happened and how long it could take for hundreds of others to go home.
Residents in buildings 400 and 500 were able to get back into their apartments last night, but it wasn't really the warm welcome they were hoping for. As some of them walked into the building, they were met with the fire alarm going off. Now, it's an issue we know has been resolved, and those residents eventually were able to get into their homes last night. But again, it was the last thing they wanted to see after spending days in a hotel. A rocky return for some residents last night. Some met with that fire alarm, forced to wait even longer to get back inside. Others met with equipment still in their apartments. And this morning, hundreds of residents are still living in a hotel, and the timeline of when they'll be able to get back home has once again been delayed. Stop work orders placed on the doors of 3 buildings in the complex as state labor officials cited 7 contracting companies for several violations, including workers' compensation issues. It's already been a very long few days for residents here, and the struggles are far from over.
You can't get answers. You can't, just nobody's answering the phone. You don't know from one day to the next where you're going to be. It's very, very stressful.
Concierge tells us it might not be until late next week that the people living in the buildings with stop work orders on them right now will be able to get back inside of their apartments. In the meantime, we know the Attorney General continues to push on his investigation as well as pressure the owners of this complex to make this right. I'm reporter Rocky Hill, Ada Statesville, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
All right, we're on top of developing news this morning. Police are searching for a motive in a deadly mass shooting at a school in Western Canada. At least 7 people were killed in the attack yesterday. 2 others were found dead at a home police believe is linked to the school shooting. Police say the suspect hurt dozens of others before taking their own life.
We're on top of breaking news here from overnight. We're working to find out more about a barn fire off Route 80 in Deep River. The Old Saybrook Fire Department shared a picture with us showing the heavy smoke. They tell us several surrounding fire departments responded as well about 8 o'clock last night. No word on if anyone was hurt or how it started.
A big meeting happening today. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu will meet with President Trump at the White House. They're expected to talk about Iran's nuclear program and ways to ease tension. President Trump says he believes Iran wants to make a deal and has threatened to take military action if they don't.
Well, this morning, a man is being treated for injuries after police say he was shot on Nelson Street in Hartford around 8 o'clock last night. The victim was brought to a hospital, and we're told he is expected to survive. No word on any arrests. If you know anything, call police.
This morning, we're hearing from Bickford Healthcare Center for the first time since a 93-year-old woman died after wandering outside in the bitter cold. In a statement, the facility says it will comply with additional safeguards as needed and is committed to providing the best care for its residents. Police tell us an alert device for the woman that she was wearing worked when they tested it. Investigators are still trying to figure out if it went off when she went out. The facility is also facing questions about its future. We've learned it's in foreclosure and owes Windsor Locks more than $100,000. It could be put up for auction in the spring.
This morning, we're working to find out more about the condition of a person who suffered burn injuries in a house fire in Bristol. Firefighters responded to Woodland Street just after 9 o'clock yesterday morning for a basement fire. It was knocked down after about 10 minutes. There's no word yet on how it started. Well, this morning, the state's severe cold weather protocol has now been extended until Sunday, even with some milder daytime temperatures in the forecast in the coming days. It was set to expire yesterday, and temperatures are expected to drop into the teens and 20s overnight. You can call 211 if you need a warm place to stay.